Welcome to the British Judo Vodcast. On episode 1 of the British Judo Vodcast, we speak to head coach Patrick Roux. Patrick, what does it mean to you to be the British Judo head coach?
For me, to work as the head coach for the British Judo, that is not just the target to prepare the team for 2012. Of course, this is the most important, this is the short-term target. But what is really interesting, this is that we also have to build a system. And I think that today, almost all the coaches, all the clubs, all the people who are in charge understand that the elite international performance is completely different, and it's raised up at a new level where maybe 20, 30 countries who are now running the sport as a professional, which means that if you don't have a centralized program, if you don't have a centralized system, if you're not working in a professional environment with all the support staff, the sports science, everything, it's very difficult to maintain the level and to achieve consistent results. So I think that this challenge is more than interesting. I'm really passionate to get the challenge, really.
And what does your philosophy for training the British team for success in 2012 involve?
We are going during the first period that we call the foundation period to release a little bit the pressure, and we will help and support the players to focus mainly on improvement. But of course, judo improvement, strength and conditioning improvement, mental improvement, engagement, lifestyle, everything. And this is something very difficult to do because the players are not cadet or junior players. They are already experienced, and we ask for changes. So this is where, of course, the expectation is quite big. And of course, now we're moving to the second period of this Olympic cycle, which is the transition period. It doesn't mean that we are right now consistent and ready to deliver medals, because it's harder than that. But if you consider all the competition we went through from last September, you can realize that we are already in a better position. You can start to realize that some of the players, they deliver medal in the World Cup and in the Grand Slam. So this is really what we need. And again, we are just at the beginning of the transition period. What is important, this is that progressively the players will transfer more and more the skills they've got in competition situation. And I'm sure that at the end of 2010 or at the beginning of 2011, we are getting there.
With the Brits not competing in many international tournaments last year, has this put them at a disadvantage in the ranking system?
To be honest, the international authorities did so much change on the ranking system that for a period of more than 1 year, the international ranking had almost no meaning. You had a lot of elite players who were not on the right place. You had sometimes some players coming from nowhere who step at a very high level. So I really don't think that it did not impact very much what we did on the first year. I really think that if the others are not watching carefully what we are doing, if we can prepare the team a little bit discreetly, if we can come with the best players, with an outsider spirit, maybe that's a perfect strategy.
With some players still located in Scotland, how do you manage the programme?
The players who want to be a part of 2012, they have to be in this centralized programme, they have to be in the British Performance Institute. Dartford and Russell are working together. This is the British Judo Performance Institute. And this is also because now we've got an agreement with Sport Scotland, and this agreement is very important because the facilities, the sport science, all the support staff, everything is there at Russell as at Dartford to support the players and to create a professional environment for performance.
As part of the performance programme, British Judo has established a long-term partnership with the Brazilian judo team, who are training at Dartford alongside the British team in February. Let's hear from Colin Oates how important this is to the players.
I think it's really good for British Judo, especially because I can't really remember a time where we've had a good partnership with another international country. So I think it's a really good thing. And we went over last year for a camp, and it's good to be coming backwards and forwards between each other, because I think it helps develop our judo a little bit more. It gives us a bit of a better standing in the world of judo. It's always good when you've got an international team coming across to train with the Brazilians. Is even more special because they have a good mix of judo, so it's quite handy to train with the Brazilians especially. And also it's a nice way to get to feel a different style, because they're very good at the groundwork side of judo, so the nails is really good. So that's always good and handy to have an experience with them.
And finally, from Patrick.
What I think at that stage, this is that we create the right dynamic. And I'm really happy because we've got a very interesting group of players. The men and the women are doing very well. They are very interesting players. They are very committed. And I think that the most important things, this is that the judo community start to push them, start to believe in the kids, and they really need the support of everybody, the clubs, the members, the volunteers, the club coaches. Everybody has to give a hand to push this team. Coming from the French tradition of judo, we used to say, of course, competition is important, because this is a dream, this is where the challenge is. But the most important things, this is education. And the judo people, I'm sure they all understand that, because everybody knows what's happened when, for example, one of the kids become a champion and then come back into a club to share his experience with the youngsters, for example. This is what is going to happen. And this is where really everybody needs to understand that what we are building now, this is not just a little street. It has to be a big motorway. It has to be something really huge, and we really have to engage our energy, because we need so much positive energy to achieve this target in 2012. This is really what I expect, and I think this is what is going to happen.